BS minutes restriction. The Indiana Fever got absolutely shellacked and embarrassed at home versus the Golden State Valkyries. This is disgusting. Stephanie White is a joke. The organization is a joke. The medical staff is a joke. I've seen enough. This thing is over. Free Caitlin Clark. She's locked up, locked up.
Right now, nobody in the basketball world can look away. Something happened on that court that left everyone shaken, confused, and honestly a little scared for what comes next. The game between the Valkyries and the Fever was supposed to be just another matchup. Instead, it turned into something way bigger. Something that felt less like sport and more like a battle. Caitlin Clark has been under insane pressure for weeks now. Every camera on her. Every hit she takes questioned. Every night a new fight just to survive on the floor. And tonight, all that pressure exploded into one ugly, chaotic mess. When the final whistle blew, nobody cared about the score. Every fan was glued to their phone, replaying the same clip over and over, asking the same question: what did we just watch? Was this just rough, physical basketball? Or was there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Something planned. Something meant to break her. The rumors are getting louder by the minute. And the league staying quiet is only making people more suspicious. Because when you look closely at what happened right before Caitlin walked off that court, the story gets a lot darker than anyone expected.
Caitlin Clark has the worst whistle in the league.
But they allowed her that emotion.
This was a drive-in right here. Was not called a foul. And wow, I gotta tell you, it was on and popping in this game.
Even make a move to try to keep Burton off.
Caitlin crashed out on the refs. Right here. Right here. She lost it. And you could tell at one point in the game, later after this, she got pulled out of the game, and I think she slammed the table on the way out of the game. But this is another look at this. Real close.
I've got to be honest. The officials allowed.
She said, F. I've been fouled 5 effing times. Give me a effing call. F. I got fouled 5 times. It boiled over tonight. It boiled over tonight.
To really get what went wrong here, we need to slow down and look at the parts the main broadcast rushed past. Right from the opening tip, something felt off. The way Caitlin was being guarded wasn't normal defense anymore. It was rough. Too rough. The kind of physical that makes you nervous just watching it. And the refs? They were right there. Close enough to see everything. Close enough to stop it before it got worse. But they didn't. Just before things boiled over, there was a hit. A hard one. Right in front of the officials. Not some sneaky foul in a pile of bodies. This was out in the open, and it sent a jolt through the entire Fever bench. Caitlin felt it immediately. You could see the pain on her face. She spun around, looked straight at the ref, and shouted. Not complaining, pleading. Begging for the whistle every star deserves when something like that happens. And the referee's response? Nothing. No call. No reaction. Just silence.
Puts Caitlin Clark in with all of the bench unit. No Aaliyah Boston. Like, she's only going to get to play for 4 minutes. Can you at least have her out there with Aaliyah Boston or something? No, just, bro, this is a clown show. The Indiana Fever got smacked, man. They got absolutely smacked. Caitlin Clark about to crash out on the ref. I'm surprised she didn't get a tech. I'm going to keep it real. I'm surprised your ass didn't get teed up because you was going off on the ref for good reason. You got knocked out of the air and you was hurt. You was limping. It was a dangerous play. No whistles. And I've been saying, the Indiana Fever are not that good. Yeah, they had a big win versus the Aces. I believe the Aces were just ready to go on vacation. They ain't beat no good teams. They've been beating up on the bums of the league consistently. That is who they've been collecting wins against, beating up on the Sparks, the Mercury, the damn Chicago Sky, like those type of teams. They're not.
No whistle. Nothing. And in that one silent second, a message got sent loud and clear to the other team. She's fair game. Go after her. Nobody's stopping you. That's dangerous. Because when a player realizes the people supposed to protect her just aren't going to, something snaps. Fear turns into panic. Panic turns into anger. And that's exactly the moment Caitlin Clark broke down. Pain, adrenaline, and the sudden gut punch of feeling completely alone out there. It all hit at once. She was yelling, waving her arms, pleading with refs who acted like they couldn't even see her. But here's what makes this even sadder. Look over at her own bench. Where was the backup? Where was someone stepping in to protect her? Coach Stephanie White just stood there, frozen, watching it all unravel. No timeout. No technical to cool things down. No move to pull her star out of danger.
Basically the best three-point shooter in all the league for the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. I think it's time that we start bringing up Sophie Cunningham for 6th Woman of the Year. I think she's right there. I think she's right there. Guys, this is a tough game. This was a tough game to watch. You can feel, it felt like as we was watching Caitlin Clark's emotion on the court tonight, that all the pressure, all the no calls, all the drama with the other players in the league, the Alyssa Thomas thing, we can go all the way back. Marina Mabry, Kennedy Carter, Angel Reese clotheslining. Caitlin Clark, you got Chelsea Gray claiming that Caitlin Clark fans are calling her the N-word when there was no proof that that guy had any connection to Caitlin Clark. The fans, Indiana Fever, none of that. And then Caitlin Clark has to have all that put on her. And she's dealing with that. I mean, there was no reason for the insinuation of that to be on Clark, but that's what was done. And it's clear that I do not believe that this organization and Caitlin Clark are going to work out. I don't believe that. Or it's going to be a her or them scenario. Stephanie White, Lynn Dunn, Kelly Krauskopf, goodbye. Clean house. Bring in somebody new. Or Caitlin Clark gets traded. One of the two. But you combine everything. They have taken this force that came into the league and they have regulated her to the 3rd option on this team.
Instead, they left her out there, hurt, struggling, completely exposed. And the other team saw it. They pounced. What should have been a close, competitive game turned into a straight-up blowout, one that left everyone stunned. The pain finally became too much. Frustrated, hurting, and done being ignored, Clark walked off that court. And with her went whatever fight was left in that team. Since then, things have exploded. The backlash has been so loud, so relentless, that the WNBA can't just brush this off with some polite little statement anymore. People want answers. All eyes have turned to the officiating crew. And now word is spreading that one referee involved in that night has finally cracked under the pressure and started talking.
I mean, there was no reason for the insinuation of that to be on Clark, but that's what was done. And it's clear that I do not believe that this organization and Caitlin Clark are going to work out. I don't believe that. Or it's going to be a her or them scenario. Stephanie White, Lynn Dunn, Kelly Krauskopf, goodbye. Clean house. Bring in somebody new. Or Caitlin Clark gets traded. One of the two. But you combine everything. They have taken this force that came into the league and they have regulated her to the 3rd option on this team. Caitlin effing Clark has been regulated to the 3rd mother effing option on this team. That's pretty wild to say. But that's what's happened here. All right? That's what's happened. And I think you're seeing it boiling over now. I'm going to say this out loud. I brought it up in the Ben Daniel Podcast TV chat tonight. I said, Caitlin Clark's got the leverage. Caitlin Clark's got the power. She is the most popular women's sports athlete in the world. She's got the power and the leverage. Caitlin's been all class. Caitlin has got to be able to walk into that office and start kicking ass and taking names. Tell me what you think. Oh, there'll probably be some folks that don't like my video tonight. I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm sorry, but if I own this franchise, this team would be built.
Right now, the league is dealing with a mess it cannot explain away. The story of "it was just a missed call" is falling apart fast, and nobody buys it anymore. When you actually break down the timeline, second by second, that referee choosing to do nothing during the whole altercation doesn't look like a mistake. It looks like a decision, a choice made in real time, in front of everyone, to look the other way. And now the demands are coming in from every direction. Fans, analysts, former players, all asking the same thing. Why is a referee who watched a superstar get hurt and did nothing still allowed on the floor? The pressure has gotten so intense that people close to the league are already saying someone is about to get made an example of before this whole thing turns into a full-blown boycott that could wreck years of momentum the league just built. Because let's be honest, this isn't just about basketball anymore. This is a business under fire. Caitlin Clark's rise was supposed to lift the entire league to a new level. Instead, it's cracked open something a lot uglier. A resentment that's been sitting under the surface for a long time, and now it's spilling out in front of everyone. Just listen to how people are reacting. One fan couldn't even hold back mid-sentence talking about food before switching straight into it, saying flat out what everyone was thinking. Caitlin Clark came off the bench in the second half and completely took the game over by herself. And then straight after that, the anger just poured out. The refs are a joke. This league is a joke. She cannot get a foul call to save her life. She's getting knocked out of the air, hit, bumped, shoved, and nothing. Not one whistle. People are done pretending this is normal. Then there's the coaching side of it, and it gets even messier. Word is Stephanie White got completely outcoached in this one. On the other side, Natalie Nakase had her team locked in with a real plan, and it showed. Kelsey Mitchell couldn't find her footing, Caitlin Clark couldn't either, but for two totally different reasons. One just had an off night. The other one was being managed on purpose. And that brings us to maybe the most disturbing part of this whole story, the minutes. People are now openly calling it stat management. Basically, limiting Caitlin Clark's time on the floor on purpose so her numbers don't look too good. 3 minutes here, 4 minutes there, pulled right when she starts finding her rhythm, put back in, pulled again. It's not random. It's a pattern. And once fans noticed the pattern, they couldn't unsee it. Then there's the substitution that really set people off. In her second stint back on the floor, Caitlin gets sent out there with the bench unit. No Aaliyah Boston next to her. Just Clark, surrounded by players who aren't going to get her easy touches, knowing full well she's only getting a few minutes out there anyway. Fans were furious. At minimum, put her out there with her best teammate. Give her a chance. Instead, nothing. People are calling it exactly what it looks like, a setup for failure. And then we get to the moment everyone's still talking about. Caitlin absolutely losing it at the referee. And honestly, most people watching aren't even mad about it. They're surprised she didn't get a technical foul for how hard she went off. But think about why. She got hit in the air. She was in real pain. She was limping afterward. That is a dangerous play, the kind that ends careers if it goes wrong. And still, no whistle. Nothing. If there was ever a moment to blow up at an official, that was it. On top of all this, there's a bigger argument brewing about whether this Indiana Fever team is even as good as their record suggests. Yes, they picked up a big win over the Aces earlier, but a lot of people are pointing out the Aces look like a team already checked out, mentally on vacation before the season even wrapped for them. Outside of that one result, look at who Indiana's actually been beating. The Sparks, the Mercury, struggling teams near the bottom of the standings. Teams that are rebuilding, teams without their full rosters. Teams that are basically feeding into a false sense of momentum. That's not a signature win streak. That's beating up on teams that can't fight back. So now you put it all together. Referees who won't call fouls on the league's biggest star. A coaching staff that won't protect her or fight for her. A locker room and a franchise that seem paralyzed while she's out there getting hit game after game with no protection. That is not bad luck. That is not coincidence. That is a pattern, and patterns don't happen by accident. The Indiana Fever are standing at a moment that's going to define them for years. Either they finally step up, protect their franchise player the way a generational talent deserves to be protected, and fight for her in front of referees and around the league office. Or they keep letting this slide. Keep letting silence and bad officiating shape her career while the world watches it happen in real time. Because right now, this isn't just a basketball story anymore. It's turned into something much bigger, a fight over how women's basketball treats its biggest stars, and whether the people in charge are actually willing to protect what they built. The whispers have already turned into a full-blown storm, and there is no putting this back in the box. So if you want to stay on top of every twist in this story, because trust me, this is far from over, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next update, and drop your honest take in the comments below. Do you think this was an accident, or do you think something bigger is going on here? Say it in the comments. This story is just getting started, and you do not want to be the last one to find out what happens next.